Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to JAHAN-E and your favorite show, The Purple Book, is here. And I have Mr. Yasir Malik with me. How are you, Yasir?
Thank you, Maga, again for inviting me. I'm very well, thank you. Apologize for not being present last week, but it was completely my loss and I missed it more than the participants did, I'm sure. So back again and excited to be again back this week.
So Yasir, in fact, the children, they missed you and they mentioned that where is Yasir, sir? But anyways,
Oh, ma'am, I missed them equally, but it was just that I was caught up in a few things and couldn't be there last week. So yes, I'm looking forward to all these children coming up again and some very exciting questions and answers.
Yasir, before we ask the questions to the students, let me just ask a few questions to you because you are my, isn't it?
So I didn't know that I was actually coming up to this today. So I'm completely unprepared.
But don't worry.
Don't deduct marks for any wrong answers, though.
No, there is no right and wrong answer in my class. You have to just speak up your mind. So my question is that how can we change a girl into a woman just with a word that has 3 letters?
Just with a word that has 3 letters.
Yes.
That is.
How can we change the girl into a woman? Shall I give you a hint? You need hint?
Yes, ma'am. I need a hint, of course.
That word starts with A. Shall I give you the last letter also?
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
The last letter is E.
E. A and E.
Now you can start filling
age. I guess, yes. Yes. Got it. What I did was try to fit in every single alphabet that could come and possibly make meaning. So I went past and then that didn't sound it. And then just quickly I was G. Oh, yes. Saved. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So congratulations.
And I deserve a prize for this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
but as Oscar Wilde said, you know, I should have remembered that sometimes girls, and that might quite sound a little redundant and sexist in this time, but it's one of my favorite quotes. And he says that women don't grow, they just age.
Oh, that's lovely. You know, I don't mind, like one of my video, I have spoken about this, that we have to grow gracefully. And the age should not make any difference on us. You know, it's the people say that enthusiasm goes away along with the age, but I don't believe in this.
No, it's all, as you said, and it goes very well with the theme of your channel, JAHAN-E. It's all in the heart. If your heart is young, you are young. And I've seen people who are twice my age, but are children at heart and are half as my age when it comes to their liveliness, their fullness of life, and their spirit. So yes, it's all a matter of heart. And
okay, so thank you, Yasir. But don't think that by speaking such nice and good and gentle words, you are going to escape the second question.
I wish. Anyways, yes, ma'am. Shoot.
Okay, so the second question is, I can fly, although I don't have wings. And I cry, although I don't have eyes.
You fly if you don't have wings, and you cry when you don't have eyes. Is it the same thing? And if it is the same thing, then what could it be? I'll leave it this question as the most prized question to your audience, and I'll see how they respond to it.
Okay, yes, audience.
But if you give me a little hint to this question again, maybe by the end of this show, I may come up with an answer.
Okay, if you have given the chance to the audience, just let me wait that if anyone in the audience is ready with the answer. If you are ready with the answer, you please just write in the comment box so that we can see your answers here. And I can give you one hint on this. Not two. I'm sorry, I don't think that anybody is ready with the answer. I think it's so difficult.
Everybody can just type in the chat box if they have the answers ready, so that only I can see it and I can quickly answer it to ma'am without letting everybody know. So yes, team up with me, please. It's like just being back again in the school, when ma'am is asking me questions and I really don't know the answers and I'm trying to escape by sneaking around. This is just.
Oh, we got the answer.
Uh,
Samira Jamil has answered correctly. Samira Jamil has written that it's cloud.
oh yes, of course. These are clouds. They fly and they. Oh
So
yeah.
congratulations, Samira. Yes. So
Mm,
now Yasir, before we start our quiz,
yeah.
just say a few words to our young participants to motivate them.
Uh, from what appears and from all these weeks that I have been with a part of this endeavor that ma'am has been trying to communicate through the medium of quiz, I have really come across some brilliant talent, some brilliant minds, and I think if you kids just continue on the path of acquiring as much knowledge as possible, irrespective of whether it is in a textbooks or not, just be aware, just be inquisitive, just absorb as much as you can, and then you will see how time takes you to greater heights. There are certain things that are just left to time. You cannot actually squeeze, as ma'am said, that between a girl and a woman there is a considerable question of age that comes in, similar to the fact that a seed that you plant takes time. Even if you water it regularly, you give the best of nutrition. So time actually is the measure which will come between you and your success. But that time you have to utilize to the best of your capability, the best of your knowledge, and in that time make sure that you become the best in character. That's all my wise words to you, and if you stick to that, you sure will reap the benefits.
Thank you very much, Yasir. And a scientist from Kent University can speak like this. So thank you very much for your wise words and your golden words. Now all my lovely kids, I must say them kids only because they all are so small kids. Some are just 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, and the maximum was I think 15 or 16 years old children are with us. But they are so enthusiastic for the quiz, and I wish them all the best. आप जैसा भी करेंगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगेगा because we don't love the children after seeing their marks or their performance or their scores. We love the children because they are children. So आप ये मत सोचें कि अगर आज आप अच्छा नहीं कर पाएंगे तो हमारे प्यार में आपके लिए कोई कमी रह जाएगी, ऐसा नहीं होगा. आप अच्छा करेंगे तो भी हम उतना ही प्यार करेंगे, जितना आप अच्छा नहीं करेंगे तो भी हम उतना ही प्यार करेंगे. हाँ, ये बात जरूर है कि अवार्ड विल गो to those who are going to perform well, but our affection, our love, our compassion, everything remains the same. तो शुरू करते हैं फिर. First we'll start with juniors and then afterwards we'll move to the seniors.
Okay, so ma'am, should I come in this and now start asking questions, or
Just wait. Let us just begin the quizzes on. Yasir, meanwhile, you just explain to them that how they have to go to the quizzes app and how they are supposed to just enter
uh,
the code.
so yes, once you go to the quizzes app, there is a code that ma'am will provide. Once you enter that code, then you would be given a certain number of questions, 12 or 13, and you will have to answer those questions. Meanwhile, what I'll be doing here will be reading those questions so that that becomes easy for you to answer. And in the end, the scores would come out, ma'am will announce the scores, and the finalist would be selected. The same would go for the senior category. Ma'am would give a code, you have to log into the quizzes app and answer the questions there. I hope it's all clear with everyone here. Right. Um,
So here we are with the code, and let me just share the screen so that they all can see the code.
right. And this is presumably for the juniors.
Yeah, this
Isn't it?
is for juniors,
Yes.
468060.
That's a code 468060.
Now we are waiting for the players to join. Yes, Hafsa Shahlal has already joined.
Players have started joining. Hafsa Shahlal is in, Mariam is in, and now they are going to populate and come up on the quizzes app. So everybody punch in this code 468060 and you will join the quiz show, and then we'll start with some exciting round of questions. Yes. Yep. They're all here. It's amazing, ma'am, to see such young crowd making the best of their times, both in the juniors and the seniors category. And I think this is a very nice endeavor. People can actually take clue from this platform and can, make use of the weekend for children, especially in the early hours in the morning when there's not much to do. So children are, as it is, hooked to the mobile phones or to the laptops or to screens. So this is a very good time that they can utilize to connect with people, to connect with their friends, and just win some exciting prizes in the end.
Okay, so now Yasir, here we go. We'll start the quiz.
Right. Okay, everyone. So best of luck. All the best to you. I'll start with my round of questions. 13 in total for the junior section for the Purple Book quiz. Now, my first question is, which organization has launched the app called Money, MANI, which has been in the news recently? I'll repeat the question. Which organization has launched the app Money, which was in the news recently? And by money, it is MANI. Second question is that the Ministry of the Youth Affairs and Sports is to organize the 23rd Youth Festival in Lucknow. Now, this festival is celebrated to commemorate the birthday of which famous personality? You have to name the personality that this youth festival, which is celebrated on the 23rd of August, is being celebrated for. So you have to answer the personality. The third question is, Muhammad Nasamuddin, who has been in the news recently, is famous for which sports? You have to name the sport for which this person was in the news recently, Muhammad Nasamuddin. The fourth question is, which state will have the country's first rehabilitation center for freshwater turtles? Which state will have the country's first rehabilitation center for freshwater turtles? You have to name the state. The fifth question is, China's Great Wall Motors is set to acquire a manufacturing plant of which automobile company which is located in Maharashtra? You have to name the company. China's Great Wall Motors is supposed to acquire the manufacturing plant of which great automobile company which is located in Maharashtra? The sixth question is, which country recently unveiled the historic coin with the inscription peace, prosperity, friendship with all nations, and the date was 31st of January 2020? You have to name the country. Peace, prosperity, and friendship with all nations was the motto on that historic coin. Now comes the seventh question. The European Union has which number of countries, or how many countries that the European Union has in its bloc after the exit of United Kingdom? So how many countries make up the European Union after the exit of United Kingdom? The question number 8. Pehle Safety is an internet safety campaign of which major technological company? You have to name the big internet giant, which IT giant, which has launched a campaign called Pehle Safety. Question 9. Benjamin Netanyahu, who was recently in the news as the Prime Minister of which country? Benjamin Netanyahu is the Prime Minister of which country? The 10th question is, which Indian naval ship, Shardul, carried essential food and relief materials to be handed down to which flood-hit country? You have to name the country. Okay. The 11th question is, Katerina Sakelerapoulou, recently sworn in as the first female president of which country? Katerina Sakelerapoulou was recently sworn in as the first female president of which country? The 12th question coming up is, ACT, which also stands for Access to COVID Tools Accelerator, is an initiative launched by which global organization? ACT, or Access to COVID Tools, is an initiative which is launched by a global organization. You have to name which global organization it is. And the last question that I'm coming up with is this. Which country has signed bilateral agreement named Air Bubbles with France and the US to operate international flights? Which country has signed bilateral agreements called Air Bubbles with France and US to operate international flights? And with that, we end the round of questions for the Purple Book quiz for the junior section today. And I'm sure you must have all done very well. I'm excited to see which ones come up with a maximum number of correct questions. The questions were definitely quite tough, but I'm seeing you all these weeks, so I'm sure you must have done all very well. So, how is the response, ma'am? How is the response today?
Response is quite good. Already out of 33, 18 students have completed. We'll just give them 5 minutes as grace period, and then we'll end.
The way we have seen in the previous week, I'm sure they know all these answers. I mean, I could hardly just figure out except a few questions because most of it was based on the current affairs and what is recently in the news, which is something that I stay a little away from. So yes, but quite a good question, quite a good clubbing of questions, quite a good compendium of questions, and quite inquisitive. As I think if they have been in touch with the news, I think they can do quite decent with this quiz. So, right, I can see on the screen some of them have got quite a lot of questions right. Some of them are still struggling. I think, yeah.
Now we have to stop this game now here, and I think most of them have already completed, but those who couldn't complete, they have to keep the time limit in mind.
So the time is run out almost, and ma'am has stopped the quiz. Let us see who has come on the top. Oh, yes, it seems like we have a few finalists here in front of us.
But as we promised that we are not going to announce the result now, because we are going to announce the result all together, senior and juniors. Now, this is the time when we are going to have the quiz for the seniors. And I'm sure that they must have enjoyed, there were like more than 35 participants who have taken this quiz. Now let's move to the seniors.
Oh, for the seniors category. Yes, seniors. Now it's time to tighten your belts and pull up your socks. The Purple Quiz Book, the Purple Book Quiz Show for the seniors with 12 questions would be here. And I am going to ask you a set of 12 questions. So your time starts now. First question is,
just wait a minute. Right. Let me just announce the code, my dear.
Yes, of course. I completely forgot about that. I'm sorry. Yes, you have to punch in the code in the quizzes app to log in, and then you will be able to start with the quiz. There'll be a set of 12 questions coming for the seniors, and you have to answer that in the time that is given to you.
Yes. And today is their semi-final, because whosoever is going to be selected today, they are going to just appear in the mega quiz, and the mega quiz is on 15th August. That is the most important day for all Indians.
Yes. So that you have a very nice selection of the day, and I think it will be giving them freedom from their quiz master on the day of when India acquired freedom. But more than that, I think it will be a nice time that they'll remember, especially the winners, that yes, on that day they actually came out with flying colors, literally.
So here we have the code for the seniors: 976341. 976341. This is for the seniors. Now we are waiting for the players to join.
The players are joining. I can see some have come up. Yep. Good. One of the things that I like about these, I mean, if the students have been joining in from quite some time, or since the beginning that this show started, is that by this time, because we have been in for more than 5-6 weeks, they must have had now an eye for these facts that are coming up. Everyday developments that happen or whatever is in the news, they must be keeping an eye for those facts, and that is something that is quite a good habit to acquire in life, so that you are alert on what the recent
developments. So now we are going to start. You can start asking the questions.
Right, ma'am. I'm ready. I hope all the participants are also ready. So all the participants in the show, I'm going to ask you a set of 12 questions for the senior category. Again, I'm stressing for the senior category. 12 questions coming up now. The first question is, what is the theme of the World Cancer Day 2020, which was recently observed all across the world? You have to name the theme of the World Cancer Day 2020, which has recently been observed all over the world, right? The second question is, American Factory, which won the Oscar for the best feature-length documentary, was produced by which famous American personality? You have to name the American personality, and it's a very, very famous American. You have which produced American Factory, which won the Oscar for the best feature-length documentary. Who is the person? The third question is, what does GSP stand for in the context of India-US trade? In the context of Indo-US trade, what does the term GSP stand for? The fourth question is, which is the first Arab country which is set to operate a nuclear power plant? Which is the first Arab country which is set to operate a nuclear power plant? The fifth question is, which global institution has announced a fast-track aid of 12 billion US dollars to combat the coronavirus COVID-19 outbreak? I repeat the question. Which global institution has announced a fast-track aid of 12 billion US dollars to combat COVID-19 outbreak? The sixth question is, according to the recent estimates published by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, which is also UNCTAD, which economy is most affected by the coronavirus outbreak? You have to name the economy which or the economy which has been most affected by the coronavirus outbreak according to UNCTAD, which is United Nations Conference for Trade and Development. Right. So we move on to the next question, which is the 7th question. In the video conference held between the leaders of SAARC member countries, which country proposed a COVID-19 emergency fund? Right? You have to name the country. I'll move on to the next question, which is the 8th question. And the question is, what is the name of the tropical cyclone that hit South Pacific island nations Vanuatu and Fiji recently? So you know these are the islands in the Pacific, Vanuatu and Fiji. There was a cyclone that hit them. What is the name of that cyclone that hit these islands very recently? Now, the next question, 9th question coming up. Which country has terminated its relationship with World Health Organization, WHO, over its handling of the coronavirus pandemic? You have to name the country which has terminated its relationship with World Health Organization over its handling of coronavirus pandemic. And we move on to the next question, the 10th question. And the 10th question is, United States Space Agency, NASA, a very famous name, is to rename its headquarters after which American engineer? You have to name that American engineer who, after whose name the NASA is going to rename its headquarters. The 11th question is, which country has launched its spacecraft to Mars called Hope? Hope is the name of that spacecraft which has been launched to Mars by a country recently, and you have to name that country. And my final question to the seniors for this quiz today is, Muhammad Irfan Ali has been sworn in as the new president of which South American country? Muhammad Irfan Ali has been sworn in as the new president of which South American country? And with that, I end the quiz show for the seniors. Let's see how many of them have done.
Thank you, Yasir. Actually, they all are quite busy in doing the questions. It seems that it's a little difficult for them. And
it might be because it's a senior category, you have to keep it a little difficult, because it was already very difficult by my standards for the juniors. So it has to go a few notches up for the seniors, but I'm sure quite a few would get a decent number of questions right. And because they have done this in the past, and there is no reason why they can't do it today. Brilliant.
Still, we can see that they have managed, you know, the top 8, 9, 10 students, we can see that they are trying their level best. And they have
trying their best, and it is very apparent that they are coming up with decent answers. Let us see what comes about. I mean, with a quiz like that, I wouldn't have been barely able to go past 1 or 2 questions. So if they answer any number of questions right.
So now I think we have to end the game because their time is up.
Right. Yes. So time has run out, and we will now have to seal the fate of these participants.
So it was really nice to see that how children are performing and how they are trying their level best. Mm-hmm. So shall I announce their result, or you want to say?
But before that, I think, ma'am, because you have asked me a couple of questions, I have a little question to ask to you. which is, and I wanted to ask you from the first day as to how did you come about the idea of this game show on your channel? How did it first come about in your mind?
In fact, Yasir, thanks to lockdown and thanks to Corona, because due to lockdown, we all were at home and I was not going to my office. And naturally, everybody was at home. Nobody was going to the offices. And then I thought that what to do. So luckily, there was Ramadan in the previous, like in the month of April, there was Ramadan. So my relatives and they all have insisted me that I must say something about Ramadan every day so that they can refresh their iman. So during Ramadan, I did the whole month a special program on Ramadan. It was just for the family members and for the relatives and for the friends. So this was the best medium, like through YouTube, you can spread your message to all. Once Ramzan was over, then there was a gap of 1 week and they all started saying that now we are missing your talk, and then we were very much like benefiting by your talk. So you start something so that we all can be benefited by this. Then I thought, okay, now let me just start a live program, and every day same thing is not possible to say. Like every day if you are talking only about religion, so that's also not very exciting. And if every day you are talking only about women, or every day if you are talking only about for education, so that's why we have designed, like me along with my other colleagues, we have designed the whole week program. And as far as this quiz is concerned, what was the reason? I used to see that my husband is an engineer, you must be knowing, and he is always busy at talking about the sites and about the contracts, about the other things. And but I found him that when there was a program, there was a video asking the questions. So the person used to ask a question and there was some gap, and then he used to give the answer. It was just a video of 5 minutes or 7 minutes. So every day the person used to send the video, and then every day he used to watch it very closely, and very, like, he was very much interested into that. While all other videos, and there are so many videos available now. Every day you will find some motivational videos, sometimes you will find political videos, sometimes you will find the provoking videos, sometimes you will find the Bollywood gossip videos. But I found that he was not interested in any of all those stuff, but the quiz and the question was like so exciting for him that every day he used to wait for that video. Then I thought that this is one thing in which not only student, even the people who have led their life successfully, even at this age, he is also interested. Then along with all other programs, I thought of, let me do something.
In that case, ma'am, he should have been a much better fit for being in this chair in which I am sitting. You have robbed him of his right.
But he is good in playing, but he may not be good in asking. You are here because you are good at asking the questions. And
yeah, but I think I'll be a participant in your next season of maybe a junior and a senior, and I'll try your luck instead of being a judge myself. So I'll come up with in the screen where the participants are. But yes, a brilliant idea. Yes, ma'am. As you said, there are all these kinds of videos around, but this is a very constructive way of engaging with people, especially in this time when we are still mostly at homes and being very cautious while going outside. So.
And then I thought that how I'm going to conduct like the quiz on the mass level, which medium am I going to like use? Suppose if I'm verbally saying the question, then how I'm going to judge them, how I'm going to check them whether they've given the correct answer or wrong answer. Then fortunately, this quizzes app, my son Hamad was working in this app previously. So he is fully aware of all the aspects of this app. Then he only suggested me that this is going to be the best platform if you want, and 1,000 people can appear through this app together. So yeah, 1,000 people can appear, like right
almost
now.
Almost the entire school that we can just bring in
yes,
for a live
yeah, and then that at a time they all can do in their own devices. So I found this app like quite accurate, and then within no time it gives the results. So I was very happy. So now let's call the participants.
Yes, let's call up the participants
here so that we can announce the result, and we can share their results. First, I'm going to share the result of seniors. So here we are with the result of seniors. We all can see that Pushpinder, congratulations, Pushpinder has
top
topped in
man,
this list.
Pushpinder.
And although he is already qualified for the mega quiz, but again here he has proved himself. And then we have Abbad, and after Abbad we have AnshU, we have TAIF, we have SANIYA, we have Insha, we have Anvi Batta, we have Junaid, Kamal. So this is the result for the entire crowd.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well done, well done. And I think, as I can see from the screen, there are quite a lot of questions that they have got right, the seniors. I mean, that's quite a decent number of questions out of 12 questions. Quite a few have got six up to six right, if I'm not wrong.
But at the same time, we have to see there are quite a few questions that they couldn't answer correctly. So we'll provide them with the correct answer, because it was a little higher level quiz, we can say. And
yeah, I think it was a little tough on them. But yes, whatever doesn't break you makes you stronger. So those who have come out of it will be ready for a more grilling, more grueling quiz next time. Be prepared. Okay.
Okay, now here we can see the juniors. We have TAIF, we have Nikhil, we have Pushpinder Junior here.
Done,
And, then we have Abbad, then we have Junaid, we have Hafsa, Aditya, Vinayak. And so congratulations to all the participants. Thank you very much for participating. And then I request all of them to kindly join us here on in the Zoom meeting, so that we can finalize that what we are going to do next week in the mega quiz. And I thank all the viewers, also those who are watching this program. So please be with us next week on 15th August. There is going to be a mega quiz, and you must wish them all the best, क्योंकि अगले हफ्ते जो भी होने वाला है वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा एक्साइटिंग होने वाला है, क्योंकि इसमें कोई भी किसी से कम नहीं है और हर एक के अंदर बहुत दम है। तो देखना है कि किसका दम किसके दम से आगे निकल जाता है। इसके लिए मैं आप सबको इनवाइट करती हूँ ताकि आप नेक्स्ट वीक यहाँ आए और